Okay. Here we go. Aswand Cruickshank here, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player, and current five-time published author and educator. We back. It is Wednesday, folks. You know what that means. We are back for another Wintrapreneur tip. So you heard me correctly. Wintrapreneur, not entrepreneur, not intrapreneur, but Wintrapreneur. We want you winning. We are winning every single day. That is what you get when you come to the channel. You get lessons on how to win. Me having the background as a football player, plays for multiple championship organizations. I have seen it. I've seen it personally myself when it comes to winning, what the winners do. All right. And the way I've merged it, for those of you who do not know what the term intrapreneur means, it means you actually have the entrepreneur mindset, but you have a job. You're working a job that's paying you every 2 weeks, and you're utilizing the resources of that job to innovate and create opportunities for yourself, create a future for yourself. So they're back again. It's another Wednesday. We're doing this every single Wednesday, just giving you something small, something quick, something short and sweet that's going to help you along your entrepreneur journey, and as you're trying to figure out what the next move is and things of that nature. All right. So before I get into the tip, you know what I got to tell you. If you've heard a Wintrapreneur tip before, I gotta send you to my website. If this is your first time hearing this, gotta send you to makeyourmove.com so you can buy a copy of the NIL bundle, which includes all three of these books. These are only three of the five books that I've published. First one, The Six-Figure Athlete. Understand, especially you athletes that are listening to me, or if you know of an athlete that needs to hear this, understand that you're always one injury away. You're always one injury away from your athletic career being over. All right. So this book, The Six-Figure Athlete, I got together with 10 other authors. You can see that. Got together with 10 other authors, and we talk about how to convert the skills that you have as an athlete, how to convert those into cash, as you see in the subtitle. All right. It's the book number one. Book number two, Transferring D1, a practical guide on how to navigate the chaotic world of college athletics. And you heard me correctly. Chaotic. It's an absolute massacre. All right. It's freaking crazy with the transfer portal, with NIL, with now that the NCAA has allowed Power 5 schools to pay the players directly. It's an absolute mess. I wrote a book giving a practical guide talking about how important it actually is for you to know exactly where it is you want to go, how you fit in, the whole nine. That's Transferring D1. That comes in the NIL bundle as well. And I wrote this book 3 years ago now, and it was back when I was heavily involved as a boxing trainer. I added to this. The reason I decided to become a boxing trainer, I wanted to pick up the skill set, is because I knew how much it would actually help me become a better football coach. And the more and more I got into it, the more the movements and the things that I discovered that boxing and dance would be the best thing to prep you for whatever your number one sport is. So I wrote a book, interviewed a ton of pro boxers, interviewed a ton of pro dancers, and I make the bold claim, it's a bold claim I'm making in this book, that boxing and dance will make you better, the best activities to do for whatever your number one sport is. All right. So again, you make your move, you get Transferring D1, and you get The Six-Figure Athlete, all coming from on makeyourmove.com. Just go hit there, just click there, and you'll see it under the tab that says shop. All right. Now, as far as today's Wintrapreneur thought, all right, I'm going to start off by reading a book by Gifford Pinot. All right, Gifford Pinot is one of the godfathers, one of the main people when it comes to entrepreneuring. And I remember actually when I first decided to kind of tweak my business plan and more so focus on teaching business owners and their staffs how to think like an entrepreneur, I did a ton of research, and this was the guy's name that kept popping up. So I bought his book, and I'm still in the process of reading it. I highlighted it. I'm loving everything I'm hearing. All right. So one of the things that is important for you to hear as a person that's taking this in is the whole concept of under promising and over delivering. Say it again, nice and slow. You got to under promise and over deliver. This is one of the key ingredients to entrepreneurship. All right. I'm going to read the actual section here, and then I'm going to give you some context so I can actually it can be better. You can better understand it once I actually read it and then give you an example from my own life on how to actually do this. All right. So here in the shop, here's a paragraph here. Let me just show it to you right there. Under promising, over delivering. You see me highlighting, right? I'm gonna read the paragraph for you. It says, rather than promote the wonders of your project, do just the reverse. Under promise and over deliver. Build slack into all your projections and promise just enough to get to your next stage of funding. This strategy will help you to seem an insignificant threat, ensure your credibility, and also give you the opportunity to discover greater potential when you need some good news. All right. So a couple of things to unpack when it comes to this whole thing. And again, I'm going to use myself as an example. This was back when I first got to Florida. When I first moved out here to Florida, I was in St. Petersburg and I was a sales associate for a well-known fitness facility named Orange Theory Fitness, especially well known, especially out here in Orange Theory. I mean, excuse me, Orange Theory is well known out here in Florida, right? It was started by a lady named Ellen's workout studio, and she actually has a facility in Fort Lauderdale. And she branched off and built a bunch of companies, built a bunch of fitness franchises and named them Orange Theory, right? So I loved I moved to Florida. I didn't have any job offers. I just picked up everything and left. This was like after my second season of coaching high school football. And I just wanted to get to Florida because I knew the fitness and the football were incredibly vibrant. I was 27, 26, about to be 27 at the time. And I knew I needed to just make a move. Again, just make your move. I had to actually practice what I preach. I had to make a move and get something done, right? So spent about 6 months as a sales associate for Orange Theory Fitness. And there had a time in which, one of the reasons that I got hired and one of the things that I told my superiors about me is, look, I love to market. I love to go out there, meet people, do table setups, do the whole thing. That's always kind of been my thing, right? So one of the table setups that I did, I remember it was a Saturday. There was a table setup that I did. It was actually at a baseball game. Yeah, it was a baseball game that this particular Orange Theory studio, they sponsored this baseball game. So they let us set up a table and all that. And I was telling them, look, I can go and I could, work the table setup, even though it was actually on my day off. But I didn't necessarily promise them I'd get any sales. When you do these table setups, it costs a lot of money. There's no actual guarantee in ROI. It's just, pretty much just promotion and marketing, things like that. Like I've done a ton of these table setups for these books. Sometimes books don't get sold, the whole nine. So there's no guarantee that you're going to make money just by setting up a table and being a vendor at some event, right? So I underpromised my ability to actually make a sale at this particular baseball game, right? However, what happened? I mean, I'm sure you can guess what happened. All right. So I'm sitting there at the baseball game, and it's like at the beginning of the baseball season. So everyone's all excited. The entire town is out. People are just loving it. And I'm sitting there, I'm having conversation with this one, and just collecting, you're creating small talk, the whole thing. And what happened was, there was a lady who came up to my table. Was actually interested in buying a membership on the spot. All right. Now, I knew that this was possible because previously I used to work in an LA Fitness, and that was one of the things that our manager tried to get us to do, is to make sure, look, when you're going out there and you're setting up tables and you're doing this, doing that, see if someone wants to sign up right there. Why not? Why not? We had the actual agreements, we had everything written up right there in case somebody wanted to sign up without actually looking at the facility. So what happened was, there was a lady who was interested in joining, and I actually convinced her to sign up to the gym on the spot without actually going and taking a class and putting her through the entire process. And that is what I mean, over deliver. So even though there was an under promise with me being the one that actually worked that table setup, I over delivered. Let's go right into the text here. Over delivered by making sure we actually got a sale. And then here's what it did. Strategy will help you seem insignificant. Sure, right here, this line right here, where it says ensure your credibility and also give you the opportunity to discover greater potential when you need some good news. So what happened was when that job kind of wore off and the opportunity for me to do what it is I wanted to do at the time. At the time, I wanted to work for an NFL team, but before 30, the opportunity that was offered to me was as of a seller. You know, it wasn't anything necessarily to do with the football side. It was all just sales stuff. And because I knew, right, because I knew how to sell, I knew it was a perfect opportunity, the perfect way of getting me into the pro team that I actually wanted to be with and getting me exactly what I wanted at that time. These are the things you have got to do on a daily basis. You've got to recognize these little opportunities that your company is providing. Go and over deliver during these opportunities. And even if you don't necessarily see a reward in the moment, what it does for you, the self-discovery phase and the things that it can lead to, that's what it's all about. That's where you got to pay. That's where you're going to start to see the payout that you actually deserve. All right. Again, I have a ton of these. I have a ton. One of the reasons I don't do a full blown, I break this down into a weekly thing is because I can talk to you upon hours about different tactics that led me into the world that I'm in now, where I'm constantly putting out material. And I'm number one podcast on innovative teamwork, where I have books coming out, I have articles coming out, YouTube channels, I have so many things that I had to grow and develop from because of these small wins. So it's important that you take these into account, roll with, it gives yourself the kind, you get the confidence within you to start doing these things. And then it eventually what's going to start happening is it really wouldn't matter who your fucking boss is, right? It really wouldn't matter who actually fucking hired you, because you know in your mind you're going after a specific target, a specific goal, and you want to be doing a specific thing. All right, focus on doing the thing that you want to be doing. Just like I was focused on making the sale. By the time I got to the Miami Dolphins Foundation, I was one of the top sellers. I'm not saying this to impress you, just to impress upon you. I was one of the top sellers with the Miami Dolphins Foundation as a result of over delivering when I was at Orange Theory as a sales associate. All right, as I mentioned before, the main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, it's makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. You just click the button, especially if you're a business owner of 20 or more employees that's listening to me right now. Just click the link that says Innovative Teamwork. Make sure you book a call with me. I'd love to come out and teach your staff, to host a workshop for your staff so they start thinking like this. You get a bunch of Aswands out there that are just taking the company by storm and doing everything they can to make it so it works. They innovate, and just create massive opportunities for yourself. Love to come out and teach us some sort of a mindset workshop for you guys. Actually, I don't call it a mindset workshop. It's called a Move Swiftly workshop, in which we'll break everything down. We'll have everyone put in their certain spots, and we'll just grow. We'll teach you guys how to get better. We'll teach you guys how to get better. Again, be thinking along the lines of an entrepreneur and introducing the term, because in a lot of ways, many ways, just introducing the term entrepreneur to people in many ways, that right there, that could be the switch that they need to start taking their job a whole lot more seriously once they start seeing themselves as, look, I'm a primary member. I mean, there's so many situations I've been a part of where the person who's working the job just doesn't feel like they're important, doesn't feel like they're valued. And that eventually leads to an individual just saying, fuck it, I don't want to work here anymore. And that leads to you as a business owner having to go through turnover. And then that costs you more money. So again, we want to fix all that. Go to makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. Hit the Innovative Teamwork tab, book a call with me, and we'll fix all of those issues. All right. Aswand Cruickshank, the one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.